Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Bay Area Focus. I'm your host, Michelle Griego. Today, we'll talk about wildlife exhibits, services for disabled children, and art programs for young people. But first, Swords to Plowshares helps over 3,000 veterans every year, and Executive Director Michael Blecker is here to tell us how. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you.
Well, tell me about this. Tell me what Swords to Plowshares does.
Well, we're a community-based service organization, so whatever vets need, we have a drop-in program. And veterans come in and we try to triage and help them. Obviously, a lot of vets who are in crisis or trying to deal with their issues, trying to get off the street. Primarily, veterans who are low income or homeless has been a big part of what we've served, the veterans we served the last 40 years. So we get them off the street, we get them housed. We have almost 500 units of housing, both permanent supportive housing, transitional housing on places like the Presidio and Treasure Island. That is former military bases that have closed and now have been made available for low-income housing. So we do a lot of housing. We help women veterans. We have a women veterans mentor program. We try to learn about what the women veterans' needs are. So we provide direct services, and then we learn from those services and try to affect advocacy. But you know, it's like mental health, job program. We place about 200 veterans in employment training programs. We also have what we call support services, where we have veterans will just come in and we're deal with their issues, but we have like eviction prevention, which is a big deal in San Francisco right now, dealing with just folks trying to stay in their places and not become part of the homeless, right? So we do a lot of that. We also have a very unique program around legal services where we help vets with trying to get benefits from the VA. They're not automatic. You have to establish a proof and show that you have a service-connected issue.
There's a long process that goes along with that.
Almost too long, because there's been a lot of backlog in the claims at the Veterans Administration. There's a lot of news about that.
Do a lot of veterans know that they are able to get these benefits? Is that part of the problem?
Well, part of the problem is it's not an automatic thing. You just can't just go in and show up and get your benefits. You have to establish this and get the claim and negotiate a very complex administrative process. That's why we have attorneys. You actually need legal attorney level support and help to establish your eligibility for these benefits.
Which costs money.
Well, oddly enough, you know, there's like attorney fee limitation. So a veteran cannot pay an attorney more than $15 to work on their case. Not a lot of attorneys are going to work for $15, right? So it has to reach, that's why they really depend on like pro bono help and services like Swords. And attorneys can only get paid once it's an appellate level. It's kind of complicated. So we, Swords, in order to help more veterans, we have actually a pro bono panel. So a group of lawyers who called our pro bono advisory board. We have like almost 30 firms who have volunteered their associates to take a case free. And what it does, it's a skills training experience for the attorney, for the associate, for the young attorney. They learn about practicing law, and they help a veteran who normally needs that quality of care.
And your organization is the only veteran service organization that provides the drop-in services?
Well, you know, you have the Veterans Administration, which has its own, as a government service, they have, you know, they have the outreach centers, and they actually have a clinic at downtown clinic, they call it. But we're a nonprofit support services organization, yes. So we basically
you do it without an appointment?
Oh no, you just drop in, you know, and we go from there. I mean, you have to have that open accessibility. We make sure everyone's a veteran. They have to show their DD-214, or we help them get it. But we just go from there. It doesn't matter, you know, we just, whatever it takes, you know. That's the kind of attitude, whatever it takes, you know, and to get folks out.
And our veterans, do you find veterans, they're a forgotten about community, a group of people in this country? Why is that? Because these are the people we should be honoring.
Yeah, but I think we've come around to starting to honor them. But I think there was literally decades, especially I came back from Vietnam in 1970. And we were really treated like second-class veterans, certainly by everybody, by the veteran service organizations, by the Veterans Administration, by society at large, who were like really taken by the war, you know, the Vietnam War. They couldn't separate their feelings about the Vietnam War from the feelings about those who were, you know, forced to fight that war and fought the war.
Well, you have a big fundraiser coming up?
We do. And it's at the Palace Hotel.
In San Francisco?
San Francisco, November the 10th.
Yes.
Which happens to be Marine's birthday.
Yes.
I was not in the Marines, but I don't know, you know, what's up with they get a birthday? I don't
they get a birthday, I guess. You know,
it's anyway, just to celebrate. Have November 10th is their birthday. Yeah, no, it's great. And we're actually going to honor a very interesting veteran, World War II veteran, Lawrence Ferlinghetti.
Okay.
The guy who, the great poet and publisher of City Lights Bookstore, and did one of the first obscenity trials. He published Howl, the great poem by Allen Ginsberg. He's 96.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, and he's a serious World War II veteran.
Yeah.
He's great, you know.
Yeah.
So anyway, what we do, we honor those who basically overcome adversity, and that's what it takes. You literally have to overcome adversity. When you go in the military, you get out. Maybe you're not, you may or may not land on your feet, but you got to get on your feet at some point, right, and live your life, and that's what we do, and that's who we honor, those folks who have been able to do that.
Well, Michael, thank you so much for your service to this country and for coming on the show and
Thank you.
telling us all about this. And for more information on Swords to Plowshares, you can log on to swords-to-plowshares.org. Again, that's swords-to-plowshares.org. Coming up, an East Bay Wildlife Center that saves animals and teaches people all about them. We'll be back.